My beloved child, there is a stirring in the unseen that has been chasing your spirit for weeks, and tonight it refuses to stay silent any longer. Something ancient, something promised, something you have cried for in the hidden places has finally come within reach. And Archangel Michael steps forward with a blazing warning. Do not hesitate, or this breakthrough will be handed to someone else. This is not a normal message. This is not a routine moment. This is a divine interception in the middle of your ordinary day. And if your spirit feels heavier, warmer, or strangely alert right now, that's because heaven is recognizing you. The breakthrough that once felt distant, like a star you could see but never touch, has now descended to your doorstep. Archangel Michael is whispering urgently. You prayed. You wept. You waited. And now the answer is standing before you. But you must move. You see, some breakthroughs don't knock softly. Some arrive with a storm. Some come disguised as disruption. And some are delivered with a test. Will you take the step you have been too afraid to take? There is a shift happening around your home, your relationships, and your inner world. You've been sensing it. Something has felt off balance, not dangerous, but different, like the atmosphere around you hath been changing shape. That's because the promise is no longer far away. It is brushing against you. It is circling you. It is choosing you, but only if you choose it back. Archangel Michael shows me a vision of a door, half open, blowing, waiting. But here is the truth no one told you. Doors do not stay open forever. If you freeze, if you wait for the perfect timing, if you doubt your worth, that door will silently swing toward someone else. Not because you are unworthy, but because heaven moves. Heaven flows. Heaven responds to faith, not hesitation. You cried for this breakthrough. You begged for this shift. You thought God didn't hear you. But He did. Every tear was a seed. Every sleepless night watered it. Every moment you held on by a thread strengthened it. And now the harvest is here, but harvest still requires your hands. Archangel Michael is revealing the reason this message found you today. There is something you are meant to do within the next days. A decision, a yes, a release, a step, a response, and that action will determine whether this breakthrough becomes your reality or your memory. Listen closely. You are standing in a spiritual window, a divine timing, a moment where heaven is leaning in. And when heaven leans in, everything accelerates. Opportunities shift. People reveal their true nature. Doors appear that were never visible before. Right now, that's what is happening to you. You are not imagining the sudden intensity. You are not imagining the pressure. You are not imagining the strange clarity you've been feeling. Archangel Michael says, the breakthrough has chosen you, but it needs your courage to land. And here's the truth most people never understand. Breakthrough comes quietly, but leaves loudly. If you ignore it, your spirit will feel the loss like a door slamming shut. If you embrace it, everything around you will begin to align. Relationships, resources, timing, even people you thought forgot you will resurface. This is why Archangel Michael brings this message with urgency. Do not delay. Do not overthink. Do not let fear trick you out of what God has placed in your path. You've already suffered enough from waiting. You've already carried battles no one knew about. You've already survived seasons that were designed to break you. Now heaven wants to reward you. But rewards still require recognition. If your heart is beating a little different, if your chest feels lighter, or heavier, if your spirit feels like it's leaning forward, that's your confirmation. This message is not random. This warning is not by accident. This timing is not coincidence. You are on the edge of something massive, something that will shift your identity, your resources, your direction, and your peace. But hesitation has stolen enough from you in the past. This time, you must not hesitate. Before this moment passes, Archangel Michael wants you to understand one thing. The breakthrough ahead of you is not small. It is not mild. It is not partial. It is a full circle, destiny-level, long-awaited intervention. The kind that changes not only your life but the path of those connected to you. Heaven has placed the promise before you. Now the question is simple. Will you move? Because what comes next is the moment everything shifts. And trust me, you do not want to miss what unfolds after this revelation. Something bigger, something shocking, something aligned is about to be revealed, and your spirit needs to be present for it. Type "I claim my breakthrough" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 441 is now activated over those who feel this message. My chosen soul, there is a trembling in the unseen realm right now, a quiet vibration that only sensitive spirits can feel. If you are hearing this message, it means your spirit is one of them. It means heaven has been tracking your footsteps, watching every moment where you walked forward even when everything around you was pulling you backward. And tonight, Archangel Michael steps closer with a deeper revelation about the breakthrough that is almost touching your life. You have wondered why the atmosphere around you feels heavier on some days and strangely lighter on others. You have questioned why conversations, opportunities, or emotions have shifted without explanation. This is not instability. This is not confusion. This is the alignment phase before the manifestation arrives. Breakthroughs always stretch the air around them before they land, the same way thunder rumbles before rain touches the earth. Archangel Michael is revealing that your spirit has already crossed into the new season, but parts of your physical world are still catching up. A tension you feel inside is not fear. It is the pull of destiny. It is the sensation of stepping into a timeline that was delayed but never denied. And now, heaven is making it undeniable that this breakthrough belongs to you, unless you allow hesitation to weaken your grip. There is something very specific God has been preparing you for, even in moments when you thought nothing was happening. Every closed door you encountered was not a rejection, but a redirection. Every delay was not punishment, but protection. And every tear you released was not wasted, but collected. You were not being punished, you were being positioned. Archangel Michael has been guarding the path ahead of you, clearing spiritual debris, blocking unseen sabotage, and even separating you from certain people who could not walk with you into what is unfolding. You may not have understood the sudden distance, the strange silence, or the unexpected endings, but heaven did. They were not losses, they were divine removals. Your upcoming breakthrough is too delicate, too sacred, too strategic to be contaminated by wrong voices, draining energies, or unaligned intentions. And that is why certain relationships faded even when you still cared. That is why certain doors closed even when you were ready to enter them. And that is why God allowed certain people to reveal their true colors before you stepped into your next season. Archangel Michael says this clearly: breakthrough requires purity of spirit. What you are about to receive cannot be shared with everyone. There is a reason the message in your title warns about hesitation. You have a history of overthinking. You have a habit of questioning your own intuition. You have moments where you sense something clearly, yet you delay because you fear disappointment. But this time is different. This breakthrough does not require perfect confidence. It only requires movement. Heaven is not asking you to be fearless. Heaven is asking you to trust. You are about to be led into a space you prayed for, sometimes begged for, yet felt unworthy of. But worthiness was never the qualification. Obedience is. You have endured battles you didn't talk about. You have carried burdens that were too heavy for your shoulders, yet you didn't fall apart. That endurance has now become the key that unlocks your next blessing. Archangel Michael is showing me a vision of you standing in a hallway filled with doors, some dim, some bright, but one door glowing almost painfully. That glowing door represents your breakthrough. He is the one you have been sensing, dreaming of, thinking about. It is the opportunity that feels too aligned to ignore. He is the shift that feels like it was made for you. And now, that door is inches from your hand. But here is the warning: heaven will not push your hand forward. You must extend your arm. You must choose the door. You must step into what is calling your spirit. There is someone else, someone you may not know, someone who might be praying for the same alignment, standing spiritually in the same hallway. And heaven will release the breakthrough to the one who moves first, not the one who waited the longest, not the one who suffered the most, not the one who hopes the hardest. Breakthrough goes to the one who steps. This is why hesitation is dangerous in this season. Opportunities are shifting quickly. Timelines are accelerating. Promises are moving from someday to now, and heaven will not allow this blessing to stagnate. You are being called to choose faith over fear, action over delay, movement over questioning. You have already been prepared. You have already been equipped. The signs you have been seeing, the repeating numbers, the sudden intuition spikes, the dreams that feel unusually vivid, are not random. They are confirmations, signals, heavenly nudges, messages from Archangel Michael, reminding you that your breakthrough is not a fantasy. It is a divine appointment. And yes, it is possible to miss a divine appointment. That is why this message had to reach you now, in this exact moment, in this exact season. Archangel Michael says, your spirit is ready. Your life is ready. Heaven is ready. But the moment will not wait. Do not let this breakthrough pass into the hands of someone else simply because fear held your feet still. You have waited too long, endured too much, and grown too deeply to lose what is approaching you now. The next layer of this revelation will expose what exactly is shifting and how to identify the sign when it appears. Hold your spirit steady, because what comes next will explain something you have wondered about for months. Type "I step into my destiny" in the comments if this message is awakening something inside you. Blessing code 993 is now active for those who receive it. My dear one anchored in the light, there is a reason your spirit feels alert right now, as though something sacred is brushing past the edges of your awareness. You are not imagining the surge inside your chest, the pressure behind your thoughts, or the sudden clarity that feels almost unnatural. This is the moment Archangel Michael has been preparing you for. This is where the message deepens and the revelation sharpens. And if your spirit feels like it hath been waiting for this exact moment, it has. You have been sensing something shifting in the background of your life. Something you couldn't explain with logic. Something you couldn't put into words, yet something you knew was real. The atmosphere around you has been changing because the breakthrough you prayed for is no longer approaching. It is here, hovering near your spirit like a divine announcement waiting to be claimed. But heaven is still watching to see your next move, because the instruction remains the same. Hesitation will cost you what destiny is trying to deliver. Archangel Michael reveals that in the past few weeks, you have been going through a spiritual filtration. Situations that once felt stable became uncertain. People you trusted began shifting in unpredictable ways. And even your own heart felt like it was wrestling between longing and caution. That inner tug-of-war was not emotional instability. It was spiritual alignment. Heaven was recalibrating you so that when the breakthrough appeared, you would recognize it instantly. What you may not realize is that every moment of discomfort was evidence that something divine was drawing closer. Think of it like the pressure before the dawn. Darkness always tightens before light breaks through. And your spirit has been feeling that tightening because you are standing in the first rays of the breakthrough you once cried for in silence. Archangel Michael shows a striking image, a sealed envelope with your name written in light. For the longest time, that envelope was held in a heavenly vault. Every prayer you prayed, every tear you shed, every moment you almost gave up, placed another seal of confirmation upon it. And now, finally, heaven has opened it. The message inside is simple but urgent. Act now, for this blessing cannot remain unclaimed. You were never meant to stay in the same season forever. The doors that closed on you were not punishments, they were passages. The people who walked away were not losses, they were divine exits. And the opportunities that shifted suddenly were not rejections, they were redirections designed to bring you to this exact moment. But here is the truth very few understand. Breakthroughs come wrapped in responsibility. They require courage, clarity, and movement. You cannot simply desire them. You must respond to them. Many people see signs, feel nudges, sense God's calling, yet they freeze. They wait for perfect certainty, perfect timing, perfect Gideon. But heaven does not operate on perfection. Heaven operates on faith. And now, heaven is waiting on your faith. Archangel Michael is whispering again. If you hesitate, the blessing will move to the next chosen vessel. Destiny does not linger. These words are not meant to scare you. They are meant to wake you. Because the path you are stepping into is time-sensitive, spiritually charged, and deeply connected to the prayers you once whispered in your darkest nights. There is something major about to unfold in your environment. It could be an opportunity, a conversation, an invitation, or even a sudden moment of clarity that arrives unexpectedly. You will know it the moment it appears because it will feel like something inside your spirit sits up straight. That is your signal to move. That is the moment where hesitation becomes the enemy of breakthrough. You have cried enough tears to water a forest. You have carried enough burdens to break a weaker soul. You have walked through valleys that would have swallowed others whole. Yet you stood even when you were shaking. You prayed, even when your faith felt thin. You gave, even when your heart felt empty. Heaven sees that. Heaven honors that. Heaven remembers that. Now the breakthrough is honoring you. But Archangel Michael warns, breakthrough does not wait for certainty. It responds to faith. And this is why this message needed to reach you before you encountered the sign. Heaven does not want you to misinterpret it. Heaven does not want you to dismiss it. Heaven does not want fear to silence your courage. There is a divine timing unfolding right now, and you are inside it. What you do next will determine which path opens and which path closes. Every moment from here forward matters. Every whisper of intuition matters. Every nudge from your spirit matters. Before the next revelation, let your heart absorb this truth. You are closer to your breakthrough than you have ever been. So close that heaven itself is leaning into your timeline, urging you to move with courage and clarity. Because what comes next will expose the sign you need to look for, the signal that confirms the breakthrough is in motion. Stay with this message. The next unfolding is where everything becomes unmistakably clear. Before we continue, make sure you like this message, share it with someone who needs it, comment to stay connected to this revelation, hype this video so the message reaches more souls, and subscribe so you never miss these divine warnings again. Type "I will not hesitate" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1212 is activated for those who respond. This mission is not just a channel. It is a divine assignment to awaken souls who are on the edge of breakthrough just like you. When you support this work, you are not helping a platform. You are helping God place messages into the hands of those who desperately need light in their darkest hours. Heaven moves through willing vessels, and your giving becomes a seed that carries fire, clarity, and spiritual restoration to others. As it is written, God gives seed to the sower, and when you sow into light, heaven opens doors no darkness can close. I am inviting you personally. Step into this moment if your spirit feels the pull. The same breakthrough anointing flowing through this word will rest upon every giver and every supporter connected to this mission. Your support through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description becomes a prophetic act, and heaven responds to prophetic acts with overflow. Release your seed now and watch God honor it with divine acceleration. My awakened one, there is a hush settling over your spirit right now, a quiet stillness that is not silence, but preparation. When heaven is about to reveal something crucial, it always brings this kind of calm, the kind that makes the air feel heavier, the kind that makes your thoughts slow down, as though the unseen realm is drawing your attention inward. And Archangel Michael stands nearer than before, carrying a message that will uncover the sign you have been waiting to understand. You have walked through seasons where every sign seemed confusing. One moment things aligned perfectly, the next moment everything felt delayed, blocked, or uncertain. You have lived in that spiritual tension for so long that you almost forgot what clarity feels like. But clarity is returning. Understanding is returning. And the breakthrough you cried out for is preparing to show its face in a way you cannot dismiss or overlook. Archangel Michael reveals that heaven is now releasing a distinct marker, a moment, a sign, a shift, that will unmistakably reveal that your breakthrough is in motion. You may have seen hints, fragments, or shadows of this blessing before, but what is coming now will be undeniable. It will confront you. It will waken you. It will demand your attention. For weeks, maybe months, you have felt like something was building underneath the surface of your life, as if an invisible current was pulling you toward a new season. That wasn't imagination. That was the spiritual countdown. The breakthrough was not late. It was maturing. It was being shaped in ways you could not see because heaven never releases a blessing before its structure can support its purpose. Archangel Michael shows you standing before a spiritual gate that has been locked for a long time. You have waited. You have prayed before it. You have asked why it wouldn't open. But heaven locked it not to punish you but to protect you. Because if you walked through that gate too early, it would have led you into premature responsibility or premature exposure. But now, the lock is glowing. The gate is unlocking. And your spirit is being summoned to step forward. The sign of this unlocking will appear in a moment when you least expect it. It will not be loud. It will not be chaotic. It will be subtle but powerful. A shift in conversation, a new opportunity, an inward certainty, a sudden alignment, a person returning or leaving, a message arriving, a door opening that you thought was sealed forever. You will know it because your spirit will react instantly. You will feel a pull that is stronger than fear, a warmth that overrides doubt, a clarity that silences hesitation. But here's the most important truth Archangel Michael needs you to understand. This sign will require immediate response. The warning remains the same. If you hesitate, you risk losing the blessing to someone else who is positioned nearby in the spirit. Breakthrough carries movement. It will rest on the one who moves in faith. And you, my awakened one, are being drawn into this moment because heaven believes you are ready. Think of how far you have come. Think of the storms you survived. Think of the nights where you felt forgotten, yet somehow you rose the next morning anyway. Think of the people who doubted you, left you, misunderstood you, yet you kept going. Those were not wasted seasons. They built something in you: resilience, discernment, humility, spiritual strength. These are the very qualities that now qualify you for this breakthrough. Archangel Michael is reminding you of something vital. Every pain you endured made room for this blessing. Every loss you survived created space for this new beginning. You didn't break. You transformed. And now heaven is responding to your transformation with an opportunity that will not wait on your fears. You may notice unusual signs around you in the coming days. Patterns in numbers. Sudden thoughts that feel guided. Dreams that feel more like messages than imagination. Conversations that strike your heart unexpectedly. All of these are confirmations. They are spiritual indicators that the breakthrough is not coming. It is here. It is breathing near your timeline. It is pressing against your life, waiting for your yes. And yes, the temptation to hesitate will rise. Doubt may whisper. Fear may try to anchor your feet. Memories of past disappointments may try to sabotage your courage. But Archangel Michael says to you with authority, this blessing is not like the others. This moment is not like the others. This time, heaven has chosen you. Do not let hesitation steal what you have cried for in silence. Do not let fear speak louder than destiny. Do not let the past convince you that you are unworthy of what God is giving you now. You are standing on a spiritual threshold. One step forward will shift everything. One decision will redirect your future. One moment of courage will unlock what had been locked for years. And the sign that appears will confirm everything you've been sensing in your spirit. Stay steady. Stay open. Stay aware. Because the next revelation will expose the deeper truth of who this breakthrough will impact, and why your movement in this moment is far more powerful than you realize. Hold still now. What is coming next will open your eyes in ways you did not expect. Type "I recognize the sign" in the comments if this message is stirring your spirit. Blessing code 044 is released for those who receive it. My steadfast seeker of truth. A new weight is settling in your spirit, not the weight of burden but the weight of awakening. It is the heaviness you feel when heaven is preparing to unveil something deeper, something that affects more than just your circumstances. Archangel Michael steps forward again, his presence strong, his tone firm, because what he is about to reveal is not merely about what is coming to you, but about who will be affected by the breakthrough that is approaching your life at full speed. You must understand this clearly. No breakthrough arrives for one person alone. When heaven shifts something in a destiny, it sends ripples through everyone connected to that destiny. And your breakthrough, the one you cried for, the one heaven has been preparing, is bigger than you realize. The impact of what is coming will touch your environment, your relationships, your path, and even the people who once underestimated your journey. Archangel Michael reveals that part of the urgency behind this message is because your breakthrough is not just personal. It is generational. It is spiritual. It is structural. It is meant to break cycles that have run through your family or your life for years. It is meant to open doors that others before you could not open. It is meant to silence battles that were never yours to fight in the first place. This is why your spirit has felt the intensity of this season. You have been carrying not only your own expectations but the expectations of the lineage you come from. You have been dealing with battles that felt older than you, heavier than you, deeper than you. And perhaps you wondered why the pressure was so great, why the resistance was so strong. why the delays felt so personal. It is because your breakthrough is not just about you breaking through. It is about everything connected to you breaking through as well. Archangel Michael shows a vision of you standing in a circle of light, and behind you are the shadows of the people connected to your life. Some of them are family. Some of them are friends. Some of them are people whose names you may no longer speak. But your path is tied to theirs in unseen ways. Your movement will affect their movement. Your courage will affect their opportunities. Your breakthrough will affect their access to blessings. This is why hesitation is dangerous. It does not only delay your blessing, it delays the freedom of those tied to your purpose. It slows the shift that heaven wants to release through you. It holds back the chain reaction that your obedience is designed to ignite. This is also why the spiritual warfare has been so intense around you. You have felt resistance coming from nowhere. You have experienced sudden discouragement. You have felt drained in moments where you did nothing to deserve the exhaustion. Many of the battles you have felt were not yours. They were attempts to block the breakthrough assigned to everyone tied to your destiny. When you rise, others rise. When you step forward, others gain permission to step forward. When you say yes, heaven releases what has been waiting. Archangel Michael says, "You are the one chosen to break the silence. You are the one chosen to shift the path. You are the one chosen to do what others before you could not." This is why heaven is pushing you so urgently. This is why the sign that is coming must be recognized immediately. You are not being asked to step forward just for yourself. You are stepping forward for everyone your life will touch. And there is more. Your breakthrough will reveal the truth about certain people around you. Some will celebrate you. Some will become uncomfortable. Some will distance themselves. Heaven is exposing this not to cause fear but to bring awareness. When a blessing arrives, it reveals the condition of hearts. This revelation will show you exactly who belongs in your next season and who must remain in the past one. You will notice shifts in behavior. A sudden coldness from someone who once supported you. A sudden warmth from someone you never expected. Unexpected apologies. Sudden closures. New connections appearing out of nowhere. These are not random events. They are part of the restructuring that happens when heaven prepares to elevate a chosen soul. Do not fear these changes. Do not resist them. They are part of the process. They are signs confirming that your breakthrough is near. Archangel Michael is also revealing that someone tied to your destiny is waiting for your movement. Your obedience will open their path. Your yes will open their blessing. And once you step forward, something that has been stuck in their life will shift instantly. You may not see it with your eyes, but you will feel the spiritual release the moment it happens. This is why heaven cannot allow fear to keep you frozen. This is why this message found you at this exact time. If you knew how many lives were connected to your breakthrough, you would never hesitate again. You are not just stepping into a blessing. You are stepping into responsibility, into purpose, into alignment. What you do next becomes a spiritual key for those tied to your journey. And heaven is counting on you to move with clarity and boldness. What comes next in the unfolding of this message will expose the deeper truth behind the timing of your breakthrough. Why it didn't come sooner, why it couldn't come later, and why it had to be now. Stay close. Stay aware. The revelation is only going deeper from here. Type "I accept my divine assignment" in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 707 is released over those who receive it. My spirit awakened one. There is a deep stirring moving through your atmosphere right now. The kind that makes your soul pause for a moment before your mind even understands why. This is the sign that Archangel Michael is drawing you into one of the most important revelations of this entire message. What comes now will explain something that has troubled you for years. Why your breakthrough did not arrive earlier, why it took the winding, painful path it did, and why heaven chose this exact moment to release the blessing you have been crying out for. Timing is one of heaven's most misunderstood mysteries. Human hearts want quick answers, fast relief, immediate resolution. But heaven deals in alignment, not convenience. And Archangel Michael steps forward with clarity. Your breakthrough could not arrive sooner because you were still evolving into the person capable of receiving it without losing it. You see, there was a time when you would have accepted less than what you deserve. A time when you would have settled for broken connections, unstable environments, or love that hurt more than it healed. There was a season when your confidence was fragile, your boundaries were thin, and your spirit was tired from trying to carry burdens that did not belong to you. If the blessing had arrived in that version of you, it would have slipped from your hands. Not because you were unworthy, but because you were unprepared. Archangel Michael reveals that there were parts of your heart that needed healing before the breakthrough could appear. Wounds you hid beneath your bravery. Attachments you carried without realizing their weight. Fears that shaped your choices more than faith did. Heaven had to lead you through a season of reshaping, not to punish you, but to protect the blessing. There is a profound truth you must hear. Heaven will never place a miracle in hands that are still healing from wounds capable of crushing it. You needed strength, not just hope. You needed clarity, not just desire. You needed discernment, not just longing. And heaven waited patiently until your spirit grew into the version of you that could handle the breakthrough with wisdom, not fear. This is why certain delays felt so personal. This is why certain opportunities slipped away. This is why certain relationships ended before you were ready. You may have seen these moments as losses, but Archangel Michael reveals them as divine protections. Heaven was guarding the path of your breakthrough long before you saw the first sign of it. There is another reason your breakthrough required this timing. The world around you had to shift. Certain people had to exit your life. Certain energies had to be cleared. Certain environments had to crumble. If heaven had released the blessing earlier, wrong voices would have diluted it, wrong hands would have interfered with it, and wrong influences would have redirected it. Heaven waited until the circle around you shifted. It waited until the people who could not go with you drifted away. It waited until your spirit recognized its worth. Because now, at this moment, you are spiritually aligned to receive what once would have overwhelmed you. Archangel Michael shows the image of a seed underground. He is not dead. He is not forgotten. It is hidden so that it can grow roots strong enough to survive the light. That seed was your breakthrough. And during your silent seasons, when nothing seemed to move, heaven was strengthening the roots beneath the surface of your life. Your prayers were not ignored. They were watering what you could not see. Another truth becomes clear now. If the breakthrough had come earlier, you would have accepted it with gratitude, but you would not have understood its purpose. And now, because of everything you endured, you will not take it for granted. You will protect it. You will nurture it. You will recognize the responsibility tied to it. Archangel Michael leans closer with this message. The timing was not late. It was precise. It was chosen. And it had to be now. Everything in your life is aligning in a way that feels strangely orchestrated, almost as if invisible hands are repositioning your environment. Conversations are shifting. People are behaving differently. Opportunities are circling you. Your intuition is heightening. These are signs of divine timing at work. You were not ready before. You were not strong enough before. You were not aware enough before. You were not protected enough before. You were not surrounded by the right people before. But now, you are. This is why the breakthrough is within reach. This is why the warning about hesitation matters. This is why heaven is speaking so urgently. You have stepped into the window of divine timing, and heaven will not allow this moment to return unchanged. Another reason the timing had to be now is that someone connected to your destiny has finally stepped into their role. Someone who will help you, support you, elevate you, or walk with you has shifted into alignment. They were not ready before either. Their spirit needed maturing. Their heart needed clarity. Their path needed rearranging. And now, heaven is aligning both of your timelines at the same moment, because what comes next will require connection, not isolation. Everything is happening now because the spiritual conditions are finally perfect. And Archangel Michael wants you to know, this breakthrough is not an accident. It is an appointment, a divine one. What comes next in this message will reveal the deeper truth of what your breakthrough will unlock inside you, the version of yourself that will emerge the moment you step into the blessing. Get ready for that revelation. It will change the way you see your own destiny. Type "I align with divine timing" in the comments if this speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 515 is released over those who receive it. My rising one, there is a quiet trembling happening inside you right now, not of fear but of recognition. Your spirit knows something is unfolding. Your heart knows something is awakening. And Archangel Michael steps nearer, ready to reveal one of the deepest truths in this entire journey. Your breakthrough is not just bringing something into your life. It is bringing someone out of you. There is a version of you that heaven had been sculpting in silence. A version of you that knows how to stand tall without wavering. A version of you that no longer apologizes for your worth. A version of you that does not shrink for fear of being too much or remain silent because others could not handle your truth. This you has been growing quietly through every disappointment, every loss, every tear, every prayer, every unanswered season. And now, the breakthrough is not just arriving, it is unlocking this version of you. The version that was hidden beneath survival mode. The version that was buried under emotional wounds. The version that had to wait until you were strong enough to rise without sinking back into old patterns. Archangel Michael reveals that your breakthrough is not simply an external shift, it is a spiritual unveiling. The person you are becoming is the person you were always meant to be. There is something powerful about divine timing. Not only does it place blessings in your path, it also draws out gifts inside you that were once dormant. There are abilities you carry that you have not fully recognized. There is discernment in you that you have only begun to understand. There is intuition in you that has recently grown sharper. These changes are not random. They are signs that you are evolving into alignment with your destiny. Archangel Michael says, your breakthrough requires a new level of you. That is why heaven had to prepare you first. And think about it. You no longer react to situations the way you once did. You no longer tolerate what drains your spirit. You no longer cling to what is unstable. You no longer ignore the quiet warnings within you. This inner shift is the evidence that heaven has been shaping a warrior within you. Someone who will not misuse their breakthrough. Someone who will not sabotage their blessing with old wounds. Someone who can carry the responsibility that comes with what is arriving. Your breakthrough is unlocking confidence. It is unlocking clarity. It is unlocking courage. It is unlocking a version of you that sees through deception, that recognizes purpose, that understands timing, and that refuses to be pulled backward. This is why your spirit feels different lately. You are not the same person you were 6 months ago. Even your silence has changed. Even your boundaries have sharpened. Even your patience, your intuition, and your awareness have grown in ways you cannot fully explain. Because heaven was preparing you for the moment when everything changes. Archangel Michael reveals that when this breakthrough lands, it will awaken a dormant authority inside you. You will speak differently. You will choose differently. You will move differently. You will no longer walk through life as someone hoping for a blessing. You will walk as someone carrying divine assignment. You have been shaped by pressure. You have been refined by trials. You have been purified through losses that shook your entire being. But none of it was wasted. Each moment chipped away pieces of fear, doubt, and insecurity until your spirit stood tall enough to receive what heaven has held for you. This new version of you will shock even those who thought they understood you. People will notice the shift in your confidence. They will feel the change in your presence. Some will admire it. Some will fear it. Some will distance themselves because your elevation will expose their stagnation. But you must not shrink yourself to be acceptable. Your breakthrough demands that you remain in your fullness. Archangel Michael brings a powerful message. You are stepping into identity, not just opportunity. Your breakthrough is not coming to change your life. It is coming to reveal your destiny. And once you step into this next season, you will finally understand why the journey was so difficult. Heaven had to strengthen you for the weight of the blessing. A small version of you could never have carried a large destiny. There is also something beautiful in what Archangel Michael shows next. The breakthrough is unlocking not only strength, but softness. You will feel peace in places where there was once anxiety. You will feel joy in places that once felt empty. You will feel hope in spaces that once looked dark. This is the emotional restoration that comes with divine elevation. Heaven is not only blessing your path, it is healing your heart. And as this new version of you emerges, opportunities that once ignored you will begin to move toward you. Doors that once stayed closed will open with ease. People who once overlooked you will recognize your value. Connections that once felt distant will align themselves with your journey. This is the transformation your breakthrough is bringing. This is the version of you that heaven protected. This is the identity that fear once tried to silence. And now, your spirit is rising into the fullness of who you are meant to be. What comes next will reveal the emotional shift the breakthrough will bring and the spiritual strength that will stabilize your steps. The revelation deepens from here. Type "I unlock my true self" in the comments if this message resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 808 is released over those who receive it. My ascending one, there is a deep calm sweeping over you now, not the calm of silence, but the calm of preparation, the kind that wraps around your spirit when heaven is about to release emotional restoration you never thought you would feel again. Archangel Michael steps forward with a gentle but powerful presence, because this part of the revelation carries healing for places inside you that have been closed for years. What is coming into your life is not just a breakthrough of opportunity. It is a breakthrough of peace, stability, and emotional renewal. You have carried emotional weight that no one truly understood. You learned to move through life while holding wounds that never fully healed, pretending you were fine while your heart was still recovering from betrayals, disappointments, and seasons of confusion. There were nights when the tears did not fall, not because you were healed, but because you were too numb to cry anymore. There were mornings where you rose out of obligation, not hope. There were days when you forced yourself to believe that things would eventually get better, even when nothing around you showed signs of improvement. Archangel Michael reveals that the emotional exhaustion you have lived through was not a sign of weakness. It was a sign of spiritual endurance. You held on when your emotions were fragile. You showed up when your heart was tired. You kept moving forward even when everything in you wanted to shut down. Heaven took note of every moment you tried to stay strong even when strength did not feel natural. Your upcoming breakthrough is not only coming to elevate your life, it is coming to restore the parts of you that hardship tried to erase. Restoration is one of heaven's greatest gifts, and Archangel Michael says the blessing approaching you carries emotional healing as one of its deepest components. Your heart will feel lighter in ways it has not felt for a long time. Joy will return in ways that feel unfamiliar but beautiful. Peace will settle in the corners of your life where unrest once lived. You will begin to experience relief that feels supernatural, the kind that makes you exhale without realizing how long you have been holding your breath, the kind that makes your shoulders relax because the spiritual weight you have been carrying will finally lift, the kind that makes you realize how tired your soul has been and how ready you are for calmness to replace chaos. Archangel Michael says, your spirit deserves this peace. Your heart deserves this healing. Your life deserves this rise. For a long time, emotional turbulence made you question if you were truly aligned. The delay of the breakthrough made you wonder if you were forgotten. The silence made you question if heaven was listening. But you were never abandoned. You were never overlooked. Heaven was gathering the pieces of your life that had been scattered by disappointment and shaping them into purpose. There were moments when you felt behind, moments when you felt stuck, moments when you felt like nothing was ever going to shift. These were the times when heaven was working on you internally while protecting you externally. Healing takes time. Restoration takes precision. Strength takes shaping. And this inner work is the reason your breakthrough had to wait for this exact moment. Archangel Michael shows a vision of your heart wrapped in light, the kind of healing that does not erase memories, but removes the sting. The kind of healing that does not deny what happened, but frees you from its grip. You will soon look at the very memories that once hurt you and feel nothing but understanding and gratitude for the strength they birthed inside you. Your breakthrough is bringing emotional clarity. You will begin to see why certain relationships ended, why certain doors closed, and why certain moments broke you. Everything will make sense, not through pain but through wisdom. You will realize that nothing was wasted. Every disappointment contributed to your spiritual foundation. Every heartbreak taught you discernment. Every loss refined your path. And here is something Archangel Michael needs you to understand. Emotional restoration is not a small part of your breakthrough. It is the foundation of it. Heaven cannot elevate a wounded heart without healing it first. Your next chapter requires emotional stability, groundedness, and inner peace. Without these, the blessing would feel overwhelming instead of empowering. This is why heaven is restoring your emotions before it releases the fullness of the blessing. And when the breakthrough lands, you will notice something extraordinary. You will not feel fear. You will not feel doubt. You will feel ready. Ready in a way you have not felt in years. Ready in a way that surprises even you. Your spirit is entering a season where relief will become your new normal. Joy will feel natural again. Hope will feel fresh. Confidence will come without force. This is the emotional miracle tied to your breakthrough. Archangel Michael whispers, your heart will feel lighter soon, much sooner than you think. What comes next in this unfolding message will reveal how your breakthrough will shift the external world around you, aligning people, opportunities, and pathways in ways you could never orchestrate on your own. Stay present. What's coming next is powerful. Before the next revelation arrives, pause for a moment and do something important. Like this message, share it with someone who needs a reminder of their worth. Comment to stay connected. Hype this message so it reaches more people who need spiritual guidance. And subscribe so you never miss what heaven is trying to say to you. Type "I receive my healing breakthrough" in the comments if this message is touching your spirit. Blessing code 303 is released over those who receive it. This message carries healing because you were meant to hear it, and there are countless others who are walking through emotional darkness with no light pointing them forward. When you support this mission, you are helping heaven reach the ones whose spirits are collapsing under unseen battles. Your support becomes a seed of restoration, a beam of divine light poured into someone else's midnight hour. As it is written, those who sow into God's work reap a harvest that the enemy cannot touch, and today that promise is alive for you. I speak this to you directly. Your act of support becomes a spiritual key that unlocks breakthrough for others and blessing for your own path. Whether through super thanks, channel membership, or the PayPal link in the description, your giving becomes prophetic alignment with heaven's work. Release your seed boldly and watch God answer it with divine speed. My advancing one, there is a shift happening around you right now, one that your spirit has already sensed even if your mind has not fully grasped it yet. It feels like the atmosphere around your life is changing shape, like the air is thicker with purpose, like something is drawing near with intention. Archangel Michael moves closer in this moment, because what he is about to reveal is not just spiritual. It is practical, visible, and connected to the physical world around you. Your breakthrough is not only reshaping your emotions, it is about to rearrange the circumstances, people, and opportunities in your path. Heaven is not simply preparing your heart. Heaven is preparing your environment. Every breakthrough has an external ripple, and this one, your long-awaited shift, is about to send waves through the spaces you stand in daily. There are things around you that cannot remain the same once this blessing arrives. There are people whose presence will shift, opportunities that will move toward you, and pathways that will open in ways you could not orchestrate no matter how hard you tried. Archangel Michael reveals that your external world has been in quiet preparation for months. You may not have noticed the signs then, but now the pieces begin to make sense. Think about the sudden endings you faced, the strange silence from certain people, the unexpected closures of doors you thought you needed. None of these were coincidences. These were divine rearrangements, heaven cleaning the stage before your breakthrough arrives so that nothing blocks the flow of what is meant for you. Your breakthrough has a direction. It has a path. It has a space it needs to land. And for that landing to happen cleanly, certain things had to be removed, shifted, or replaced. This is why you felt distance in relationships that had once been close. This is why certain friends grew cold or inconsistent. This is why people whose influence once mattered suddenly felt irrelevant to you. You were outgrowing environments that could not support the blessing that is coming. Archangel Michael says, breakthrough cannot enter where clutter still remains. You may not have understood it then, but now heaven is revealing the truth. Those closed doors were divine mercy. Those sudden exits were spiritual protection. Those uncomfortable transitions were heaven making space for what you prayed for. If these old connections or old spaces remained, they would have drained your blessing the moment it arrived. So heaven removed them before they had the chance. But the rearrangement does not end there. New connections are entering your life through divine alignment. People who carry purpose, clarity, stability, where opportunity will start appearing in ways that feel almost orchestrated. They may show up unexpectedly. Some may reconnect after time apart. Some may be strangers whose presence feels instantly meaningful. This is because your breakthrough requires support, partnership, or witness, people who elevate you rather than drain you. Archangel Michael reveals another shift. Opportunity is beginning to move toward you. Not slowly, but deliberately. You may receive sudden communication, unexpected invitations, surprising offers, or open doors that were previously locked. These are not coincidences. These are divine openings, strategically timed to align with your readiness. The physical world is responding to your spiritual elevation. Your energy is rising. Your discernment is sharper. Your spirit is stronger. And opportunity recognizes this shift. There is also a cleansing happening around your home. You may have felt the urge to reorganize, declutter, or shift things without knowing why. This is because the energy in your space is preparing for a new level of blessing. Heaven often stirs the desire to clear physical space when spiritual blessings are near. Archangel Michael shows a vision of you walking through a corridor, and as you move forward, the walls widen, the light brightens, and the path expands. This corridor represents your life. For a long time, it felt narrow and limiting, but now it is opening because your breakthrough has outgrown your old limitations. There is another critical truth he wants you to hear. The blessing coming your way will require your full presence. You cannot step into it halfway. You cannot entertain old patterns while embracing new opportunities. You cannot hold on to fear while reaching for destiny. The external shift around you is heaven's way of making sure you are not torn between two realities. You are entering a new season where everything that aligns with your breakthrough will move closer to you, and everything that cannot survive your elevation will move away. Sometimes it will happen subtly, sometimes suddenly, sometimes gently, sometimes sharply, but it will happen, and you must not resist it. Archangel Michael says, "What falls away now is not a loss, it is a release." This external rearrangement is meant to protect your breakthrough from contamination. It is meant to align your steps with purpose. It is meant to surround you with people who uplift you, not drain you. It is meant to bring clarity where confusion once existed. Do not fear the changes in your environment. Do not question the shifts in your relationships. Do not mourn the endings that suddenly appear. These are all movements orchestrated by heaven. Trust that anything leaving at this time is making room for what has already been written for you. Your breakthrough is not only coming, it is approaching with speed, and the external world must shift to receive it. The next part of this message will reveal the hidden opposition that tried to block this blessing and why it failed. Prepare your spirit. The truth is deeper than you think. Type "I trust the divine shift" in the comments if this message is resonating with your spirit. Blessing code 646 is released over those who receive it. My courageous one, there is something Archangel Michael has been waiting to reveal to you. Something he could not speak earlier because your spirit first needed strength, clarity, and grounding. But now you are ready. Now your heart is steady. Now your awareness has risen high enough to receive what was once too heavy for you to understand. This part of the message uncovers a truth about your journey that explains why your breakthrough faced so many obstacles, delays, and moments of intense spiritual resistance. Something was actively trying to block it. Archangel Michael steps forward with authority, not to frighten you, but to confirm what your intuition has quietly whispered for months. The resistance you felt was real. The heaviness that came out of nowhere was real. The moments where everything seemed to go wrong at the same time were real. The strange fatigue, the sudden discouragement, the unexpected setbacks, none of those were accidents. They were spiritual attempts to suffocate your momentum before your breakthrough could reach you. You have been walking through unseen warfare, and you did not even know how powerful you were in those moments. You survived attacks that were never meant to be visible. You endured pressure that was not meant for ordinary souls. You kept moving forward even when shadows tried to derail your path. And Archangel Michael reveals that the only reason these forces came against you so strongly is because they saw the size of your breakthrough long before you did. Destiny attracts opposition. Elevation attracts resistance. Breakthrough attracts spiritual interference. And the moment your blessing began its descent toward your life, the opposition rose to meet it. But here is the truth that Archangel Michael releases with unshakable certainty. Every attempt to block your breakthrough has already failed. The resistance was strong, but heaven was stronger. The delays were real, but they did not win. The pressure was intense, but it could not break your spirit. There were forces that hoped your discouragement would turn into surrender. They hoped your doubt would silence your prayers. They hoped your exhaustion would stop you from stepping into your destiny. Yet here you are, still standing, still listening, still being reshaped by heaven. This alone is proof that the opposition has already lost. Archangel Michael reveals something profound. The moment the breakthrough entered your timeline, heaven assigned extra protection over you. This is why you survived attacks that were designed to overwhelm you. This is why doors closed when you didn't understand why. This is why certain people were removed abruptly, because not all hands can touch a destiny that is being divinely guarded. You may not have seen it, but Archangel Michael had been fighting battles on your behalf. There were moments where your peace was preserved when chaos tried to enter. Moments where your spirit felt unexpectedly calm in situations that should have crushed you. Moments where your life was redirected away from harm you never even knew was near. These were all signs that heaven was intervening. The opposition did not fight you because you were weak. They fought you because you were chosen. Because your breakthrough carries an anointing that will shift more than just your own life. Because the elevation coming your way will expose lies, break cycles, and release blessings into areas where darkness once ruled. Your breakthrough has power, and that power threatened the forces that tried to silence you. Archangel Michael says, the reason the battle was fierce is because the blessing is fierce. There were moments you asked yourself why everything seemed to go wrong at once. Why the pressure felt unbearable. Why you felt alone in your struggles. But now the truth is clear. The enemy of your progress knew what was coming. And every blow you endured was an attempt to make you give up before the blessing manifested. But you did not give up. You did not collapse. You did not abandon your path. Even in moments where your faith felt fragile, you held the smallest piece of hope. And heaven used that hope as a shield. Here is something Archangel Michael wants you to hear clearly. The breakthrough was delayed because heaven needed to weaken every force that could interfere with it. If the blessing had arrived earlier, it would have been attacked the moment it touched your life. So heaven fought on your behalf first, clearing the spiritual field so that your breakthrough can land without resistance. This is why the air feels different around you now. The opposition is exhausted. The warfare is breaking. The shadows are retreating. The spiritual interference that once felt overwhelming has lost its influence. You may notice that your mind feels clearer. Your heart feels lighter. Your environment feels less tense. These are signs that the opposition has already been defeated. Archangel Michael reveals that the blessing coming your way is too powerful for anything to block now. The warfare has run out of strength. The obstacles have run out of influence. The darkness has run out of authority. The path is open, the timing is right, and heaven's hand is resting on your next step. Your breakthrough is entering a stage where nothing can stop it, except your hesitation. The enemy tried to block it before. It cannot block it now. But doubt, fear, or inaction can still create unnecessary delays. This is why heaven keeps urging your spirit to move. You are stepping into a moment where faith will release what is already yours. The next revelation will expose the final layer, what your life will look like once the breakthrough takes its rightful place in your world. Prepare your heart, because the picture is far greater than you imagine. Type "No weapon can stop my breakthrough" in the comments if this message is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 919 is released over those who receive it. My destined one, there is a sacred stillness surrounding this moment, the kind that only arrives when heaven is ready to reveal what your life will look like once the breakthrough fully manifests. You may feel a warmth rising through your chest, or a slight trembling moving through your spirit, because some part of you already knows what is coming. You can sense the nearness of transformation. You can feel the closing of one chapter and the rising of another. Archangel Michael steps closer now, not in warning this time, but in assurance, because the picture of your future is far more powerful, far more stable, and far more abundant than you have ever dared to imagine. What you are stepping into is not a small shift or a temporary moment of relief. This breakthrough is a structural change. It is a reordering of your life at every level. It will affect your routine, your relationships, your finances, your peace, your inner strength, and the direction of your destiny. Heaven is not simply giving you a blessing. It is positioning you for a new life. A life where you no longer move from crisis to crisis, but from clarity to clarity. A life where you are not just surviving, but expanding. A life where you finally experience the stability you once thought was out of reach. Archangel Michael reveals that the moment this breakthrough lands, several things in your life will shift almost instantly. The first change will be internal. A deep breath you didn't know you were holding will finally be released. You will feel lighter, clearer, calmer. Your mind will no longer run in circles searching for answers. The internal noise that once drained your energy will quiet down. You will wake up with purpose instead of confusion. You will walk through your day with focus instead of frustration. This inner peace is the first sign that your breakthrough has taken root. The second shift will be atmospheric. The tension that has hovered around your life will break. You will notice that the environment around you feels different, cleaner, brighter, more open. Conversations will feel easier. Interactions will feel smoother. The heaviness that once clouded your personal space will lift. This is because heaven is removing the last remnants of spiritual interference that tried to cling to your path. Once the breakthrough arrives, darkness can no longer linger in your environment. A third shift will be directional. New opportunities will begin appearing rapidly. Doors you once knocked on will open without effort. Unexpected invitations, messages, or encounters will begin aligning with your next chapter. You will meet people who play key roles in your elevation, individuals who support your growth, open new paths, or help you step into your purpose. These are not random encounters. They are destiny connections assigned by heaven to help you move forward with stability. The fourth shift will be relational. People who once drained you or distracted you will simply fall away. Conversations with them will fade, the emotional pull will loosen, or the connection will naturally dissolve. At the same time, people who are aligned with your breakthrough, those who bring peace, inspiration, clarity, or genuine support, will come closer. You will feel an unmistakable sense of belonging around them. Your breakthrough will reveal who is meant to stay in your next season and who must remain in your past season. Archangel Michael says elevation reveals authenticity. Your breakthrough will show you who truly values you, who honors your growth, and who was only meant to be a temporary presence on your journey. There will be no confusion. Heaven is going to make this division clear so you do not carry old weight into your new life. Another powerful change coming is provision. Your breakthrough will bring financial or material alignment that lifts burdens you have carried for far too long. Unexpected resources may appear. Assistance may come from places you never imagined. Opportunities connected to increase will begin flowing toward you. This is not luck. It is divine compensation for everything you endured. You planted seeds of endurance, integrity, patience, and faith, and heaven is now preparing to return the harvest of those seeds back into your life. Archangel Michael reveals that this breakthrough will also activate your spiritual gifts in a stronger way. Your intuition will sharpen. Your awareness will heighten. You will sense things before they unfold. You will understand situations without confusion. This is because your spirit will be functioning in clarity instead of survival mode. When your mind and emotions are no longer tangled in stress, your spiritual vision becomes clear. This clarity will help you make decisions that align with heaven's plan for your life. There is another shift that is perhaps the most beautiful. Your identity will change. Not who you are, but how you see yourself. You will no longer view yourself through the lens of past pain or old limitations. You will see yourself through heaven's eyes, worthy, capable, chosen, supported, and destined. You will begin to walk differently, speak differently, decide differently, and even dream differently. For the first time in a long time, you will feel truly aligned with your purpose. This is why the breakthrough took time. Heaven was not preparing the blessing for you. Heaven was preparing you for the blessing. And now that you are aligned, stable, and spiritually awakened, the shift coming your way can unfold without being crushed by old fears or sabotaged by old habits. Archangel Michael says, your life after this breakthrough will not resemble the life you had before it. This is a turning point, not a temporary moment. You are stepping into a season where the weight you once carried will become wisdom. The pain you endured will become purpose. The battles you fought will become authority. And the breakthrough you cried for will become the foundation of your new beginning. What comes next in this unfolding message will reveal the full culmination, the final stage of this prophecy and the moment heaven hath been preparing you for. Prepare your heart. The greatest revelation is approaching. Type I step into my NEW life in the comments if this message speaks to you. Blessing code 844 is released over those who receive it. My chosen vessel of destiny. There is a holy gravity surrounding this moment, the kind that only appears when heaven is ready to seal a prophecy, complete a cycle, and release you into the chapter that has been waiting for you since the day your spirit first entered this world. Archangel Michael stands before you now with a presence stronger, brighter, and more authoritative than at any point in this journey. This is the moment where everything comes together. This is the moment where the warnings make sense, where the preparation becomes clear, and where the purpose behind every delay, every tear, and every trial reveals its true meaning. You have arrived at the threshold of the breakthrough you cried for, the one your spirit begged heaven to release, the one that felt delayed, denied, and distant, the one you thought might never come. That breakthrough, the very one you once whispered about in your most vulnerable prayers, is finally here. But Archangel Michael gives one final reminder, one final instruction, one final truth. Your movement in this moment will determine the fullness of what you receive. Everything you have endured has prepared you for this exact season. Think of the battles you fought in silence. Think of the nights you wrestled with discouragement. Think of the moments when giving up felt easier than holding on. You survived storms that were meant to destroy you. You overcame attacks meant to weaken your spirit. You rose from circumstances that would have crushed a weaker soul. And Archangel Michael now reveals the truth. None of what you faced was random. Every battle sharpened your discernment. Every loss purified your motives. Every disappointment put you closer to purpose. This breakthrough is not a reward. It is a coronation. Heaven is not simply giving you something. Heaven is acknowledging who you have become. Archangel Michael shows a vision of a crown forged not from gold but from endurance. Every part of it shines with moments where you kept going when your spirit felt fragile. Moments where you refused to let darkness swallow your hope. Moments where you chose faith over fear, even when you had no evidence except a quiet whisper inside you. That crown represents the authority you have earned in the spirit, and the breakthrough arriving is simply the outward manifestation of that authority. This is why hesitation has been the central warning. You stand in a divine window, a spiritual opening that does not remain forever. Heaven has aligned circumstances, people, timing, and opportunity in a way that is rare, precise, and intentional. If you step forward now, the blessing will not only land, it will expand. It will multiply. It will touch every area of your life. But if fear makes you pause too long, the window will shift. Not as punishment, but because divine timing flows, and heaven will place the blessing into the hands of the one who steps with courage. Archangel Michael declares, "This is your moment to act. The breakthrough is reaching for you. Reach back. Your future will look drastically different once you take this step. You will carry a calm that confusion cannot disturb. You will experience opportunities that once felt impossible. You will feel supported in places where you once felt alone. You will watch connections strengthen, alignments form, and paths clear. Blessings that were delayed will arrive in clusters. Provision will move toward you. Divine ideas will awaken. Peace will settle into your days like a quiet sunrise. And most importantly, you will feel the presence of God more tangibly guiding your steps. But Archangel Michael also reveals another important truth. Your breakthrough is not only about what you will receive, it is about what you will carry. Heaven is placing responsibility on your life. Your destiny influences others. Your choices shape souls connected to your journey. Your movement releases blessings into the lives of those who depend on your obedience even without knowing it. You stepping forward is not an isolated action. It is a chain reaction in the spiritual realm. This is why heaven poured so much into you. This is why your preparation was intense. This is why your wilderness season lasted long. Because you are not stepping into a small role, you are stepping into a divine assignment. And the moment you say yes, not just with your mind, but with your action, the entire spiritual atmosphere around you will shift. You will feel it. You will know it. You will recognize it instantly. Archangel Michael says your breakthrough carries speed. Once it lands, everything accelerates. This is why the urgency is so strong. This is why heaven has spoken repeatedly. This is why your spirit has felt awake, alert, almost magnetically pulled toward this message. Because heaven has reached the moment where the blessing must be claimed. You are ready. You are prepared. You are strong enough. You are wise enough. You are aligned enough. You are chosen enough. Now you must move. What comes after this breakthrough is not survival. It is expansion. It is elevation. It is restoration. It is purpose. It is clarity. It is the version of your life that you have always deserved but were not yet ready to hold. Archangel Michael ends with this final declaration. Step now. Move now. Receive now. Heaven has placed your breakthrough within reach. Take what belongs to you. Before you go further, pause and anchor this moment. Like this message, share it so the revelation reaches another soul. Comment to affirm your alignment. Hype this message so it expands. And subscribe so you never miss the next prophetic instruction released for your journey. Type "I claim my destiny" completely in the comments if this final revelation is speaking into your spirit. Blessing code 1001 is released over those who respond with faith. As you step into this final revelation, remember that there are thousands who are still standing in the dark, unaware that heaven is calling them into their own breakthrough. When you support this mission, you are not helping a channel. You are becoming a vessel God uses to awaken sleeping spirits and rescue souls on the edge of giving up. Your seed becomes a prophetic act, a spiritual light sent into someone else's night, just as this message became light for you. Scripture says the measure you sow is the measure heaven multiplies back, and today that promise is alive and moving. I speak this clearly. Your support ignites open heavens over your journey and breaks barriers you did not even know were blocking you. Whether through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, your giving becomes a declaration that you are aligned with God's mission on this earth. Release your seed with boldness. Heaven commands the blessing over every giver connected to this prophetic work.